Alrighty, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic Less Known Classics. This is episode number 2982, and is it 82? Yeah, 2082 Doubleshot number 2876. We have basically a Ricochet Power Girl and an Omnibus to talk about. Well, not entirely of an Omnibus, basically. I'll get to that soon. First of which is Power Girl Bombs Away! That's the name of the trade here. It collects issues 13 through 18 of Power Girl Volume 2. Joey Palmani, Justin Gray, and Amanda Connor have left the book. Now, some of you may have been curious, like those of you, I've explained a couple times about this. So, the reason why they left after only doing 12 issues was because Joey Palmani was asked, hey, could you do the book without Amanda Connor? And he's like, nope. So he left, along with Justin Gray and Amanda Connor. Yeah, so now we have a brand new writer of this book, Judd Winnick, who would do the book for pretty much the remainder of the time the book was being published. Now, the first issue is pretty much a standalone issue. It is basically just the new status quo. Plus, I got love the cover here for this one. Yeah, Sam Bazzari. Basically, it's like reminiscing about the previous set of issues. What it makes. So, basically, Maxwell's return, the whole thing with the JLI, and the booster. And, of course, we introduce a brand new character here. A guy named Nicholas. So he's a recurring character in this book. And he's here for pretty much the entire year of this book. He does not appear for the final 3 issues of this book, because this book did have 27 issues. He's here for like 12 straight issues, and he's gone. So we also have Mr. Terrific here. And no, Mr. Terrific is not here to set up his potential romance with Power Girl in his own solo book. Nope, he's just here because. So, and of course, she ends up fighting frickin' Omax from the Omax Project series. Which, by the way, Omax Project was written by Greg Rucka. This issue is a loose tie-in set. And then, of course, Maxwell proceeds to wipe everybody's minds of him. And, of course, people mistakenly believe that Ted Core committed suicide. And then we cut to Power Girl taking a shower. And, of course, issue ends mentioning, oh yeah, all the money is gone. So, the very next issue, she gets upset because creditors are trying to take away her company. And of course, fights some other guy. And then we call it the Bomb Squad. Basically, it's a 3-parter, take up issues 13 and 15. The last 3 issues is Iceway. So, her response is this, basically, people trying to take away her company says, you butt monkeys, you want to fight, you get one. And knocked out in a Civil War, you hear me? People in the Bronx hear you. Let's start with this person. Understand commercial state? They pay you to barf up this crap. You're taking away my company. And he's like, we're not taking your company, you lost it. You blew your funding, you deflated your loans. And of course she basically points out, we've been over this. We didn't overspend or didn't take out we didn't overspend or take out a single loan. We've been robbed. My finance office embezzled all of our cash, borrowed millions in the company, now vanished from the planet. That is all I can do about it. In the short term, you're out. You have to go about work? Yeah, she's very upset. And then, of course, she can call Boost to go deal with other stuff. Well, he did some superhero work, because why not? And fights a guy who is associated with Maxwell Lord. Yep, and deals with him over the course of the next 2 issues. Who turns out he's a clone of her. Yep. Yep, and dealing with this person here. But hacking is like, yeah. So they're taking away her. So basically, let me get this straight. So her CFO embezzles her funds, and this creditor company says that she depleted her funds to go a loan, and she points out to him that's bullcrap. That did not happen at all. Someone stole my money. Yeah, so she has to deal with that. And by the way, in this set of issues here, basically, where at the end of issue 15, the second part of Bombs Away story arc, Nicholas finds out that Power Girl, that Karen Starr is in fact Power Girl. Yep. Excuse me. Also, we have this mysterious person. Now we're in the Snow Job story arc. So at the end of Bombs Away, which actually is a two-part, a three-part, if I'm not mistaken. So they fight basically. She fights this person who is trying to kill her, and then of course basically like, yeah, and of course he used like a gun shape, like a vacuum cleaner. Yeah, and then she just went to power costume. Yep, and well. This one, I think he found out she's Power Girl. Like, she asking, you black me? Nope. Just don't work with you. Yep. So he's like, okay. Oh yeah, and by the way, your CFO's name, Donald, was a friend of hers, and then she finds out she's dead. Yep, she died. So most of her hair was, and apparently, and of course, she looks basically at her body. Yeah, someone murdered her. And then, yeah, someplace very cold. And of course, in this issue here, by the way, yeah, Batman pop up here too. I believe this is the Bruce Wayne Batman back, so he basically makes a guest star appearance. So, we find out who the person in the mask is. We have masked who it is in this very issue. Yeah. And I'm thinking Joe Winnick must have borrowed from Justice League Unlimited with this. So he rips the Masterville. Oh crap, it's Terra. Except it's not Terra, it's a freaking clone. Yes. Yes, this lady here, yeah, it's a clone. Who created the clone? What gets that?
12.
In the finale for this very story arc, okay, it's called Divine. Her name is Divine. So basically, it's fighting her. Yeah, and of course, Max Lord is here with Dr. Savannah. Yeah, and she ends up fighting her. Then she ends up in a lab where, yeah, Dr. Savannah made the clone of her and fights someone else. And of course, you have this other guy. And then she discovers a name. Cord Industries. Oh, Ted killed himself. Nope. He was murdered by Maxwell Lord. And the issue ends with her basically remembering Maxwell Lord. Ending the issue. I gotta admit, this actually was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed these 6 issues. And there is technically one more trade left, and it contains the last 9 issues of this book. And then we have basically no Power Girl book for many years until very recently. I'm going to give Power Girl Bombs Away a 10 out of 10. It was really good. Next up is quite interesting. We basically have The Question by O'Neill and Cowan, I think his name is, Volume 2. Except this book contains more than just issues of The Question. Yes. All contains, I think it was like an annual for The Question. Along, I think it was like a couple of annuals for Green Arrow. I remember containing issues like 28 to 36. Probably not covered that because I discussed it already. But what's in the book I'm going to discuss here is going to be The Question Quarterly 5-issue book, The Question Returns, a story from Showcase 94, number 5, and The Question Returns, along with Brave and the Bold, Volume 2. Yep. The question quarterly is written by Danny O'Neill. Dennis Cowan does pretty much all the issues. The last issue is basically collaborative with like Mike Barron, Mike Grell, a bunch of people who basically work in the last issue. Mostly put the question quarterly, it just feels like extended stuff basically be set outside of the main story arcs. It's basically the best way to describe question quarterly is what the question was up to when he wasn't doing a story arc. That's kind of what the book was. Now, before I talk about Brandon Bull, let's talk briefly about Showcase 94, number 3, actually. Which featured, get this, so it features the starring characters as a question. You also have the Eradicator and Claw. The opening story focuses on the Eradicator. And this is written by Carl Katzel and Greg LaRouque on the artwork. It is just a solo story from the Eradicator. Find some bad guys. Also, he's falsely accused of killing this kid's parents. And yeah, they point out, no, he did not. He basically did not kill the kid's parents. He's a bit misunderstood. He was saying, and that's pretty much it. The second story is about Claw. It's just DC's Claw. It's by Steven C. Seagal. It's about some Chinese character with some martial art. It's like a take on Jackie Chan, but done in a serious way. The third story is done by Danny O'Neill, which is the question story. This is actually written by Rich Burchett. Mostly put this short story is just all about kind of Vic Sage's past. Before it looked like he went to a boarding school, and of course he wearing his normal outfit, and that's it for the book. Now, last thing we'll talk about here will be Brave and the Bold. It'll be the question.
Welcome to the
Sorry about that. It'll be The Question Returns. Yeah, this is Brave and Bold, Volume 2, which is only 6 issues, by the way. Yes, 6 issues. And it features a 3-way team-up where you have, get this, you have Green Arrow, The Question, and The Butcher. Now, yes, people do know who Green Arrow is. People know who The Question is. The Butcher is a Native American character who did not make his debut in this book. By the way, the book is written by Mike Grell and Mike Barron, with Shea Anson Persida on the artwork. I must have been kind of confusing when they wrote this book. Like, hey, let's have the two Mikes write this book. Now, the Butcher himself is not that well known of a character. Did he ever have his own book? Yes, he did. His book was a limited series. A mature book lasted for about 5 issues, published just part of this book. And the first issue, in case you're wondering, doesn't feature the question at all. Not really. This book is basically kind of set during Mike Grell's time on Green Arrow. And here's the weird thing related to this book you may want to know. This book is not collected in the Green Arrow trades that Mike Grell came out with. Nope. As for the reason why, don't know why. I would have thought, though, they would have, because, basically that the comic is written by him, so maybe they might feature him. No, not really. Okay, the second Omnibus collected issues 2026 of The Question, which discussed already. The Azure Plus, discussed already. The Green Arrow annuals, and the second annual for Green Arrow. Green Arrow Question, yes. Of course, this book fully collected. So, excuse me. So, in this particular, in case you're curious, this fact the question is part of the book itself. In case you're curious, so is he in this opening issue? Not really, no. He is actually not in the opening issue. So, my guess is probably the reason Mike Baron was probably included as part of this co-writing dude of this book, because he created the Butcher. He probably asked to basically co-write the book, or maybe he was asked to. So basically, just Green Arrow and Butcher just teaming up to deal with some stuff on Name-Maker Reservation. So, if the question is open in issue 1, does he pop up in issue number 2? He does. As for why he was absent from issue 1, don't know. And mostly put, it just, well, you can think of it as a narrative between Green Arrow and the Question, but not done by Denny O'Neil. This is by Mike Baron. Mike Grell. My guess is probably the reason why they included. Now, we also have a character from the Question ongoing series, Aristotle Roeder. Yeah, he's only in this book just for one issue, but yeah, he's a character from the Question ongoing. Oh, in case you're curious, though, the last issue was released in April of 1990. The first issue of this book, if you're really curious, was released in December. This is basically just after. So you could say this is just after, for the Question, this is probably just after his appearance in the third day of Green Arrow. It's probably this next time he appears. And we do some Americans. It basically kind of feels like this book is like a sequel to the Butcher miniseries. It is pretty good. Yeah, basically written character supposed to be, and that's kind of it to discuss here. So, of course, after this, the next appearance will be the showcase issue. But, of course, we also have one more thing to talk about here. The Question returns. Where it's, in case you're curious, does anyone read this one? He does, with Eduardo Barrito on the artwork. Mostly put in a way, he does. It's basically his return to the city. And this is basically his return to Hub City after many years. I think at the time this came, but I love the cover here for the book itself. Just a one shot. It's all playing poker, and he's basically out of jail. But it's definitely feels like return to form for the book, and also, he does what about Meyer. She has apparently a new lover. And he kind of accepts this fact that this is the only woman he's ever loved. And in case you're curious still, does she ever return to comics? She does. After this book, she returned in Crime Bible, The 5 Lessons of Blood. It was the first miniseries featuring the Question. Well, Renee Mato before she got her solo book, and then she was featured after that in The Question number 37. But what about Vic Sage himself? Well, So I think like right after this book, right after the question returns, I think next time he appeared was probably in a mini series for it was Batman slash Huntress Cry for Blood. I think that was next time he actually appeared right after this mini series wrapped up. Yeah, but a lot of this book is really good. A lot of stuff in here is really good. So I'm going to give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. Yep. But yeah, that's particularly a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do the dislike button. Well, next up, I'm going to go ahead and start working on Jaspion. Okay, next video. Bye.